Today, I'm going to share with you a strategy that I think you're really going to like, coaches. This is a content marketing strategy. Marketing is by far our listeners' favorite sort of category of topics of episodes. So marketing episodes are some of your most favorite. I think my hunch is that the reason why you like marketing episodes so much is because you're maybe hoping someone's going to roll in here with the magic pill that's going to make this feel easier for you. I get it because I listen to a lot of podcasts, business ones, personal development ones, health ones, where I'm kind of seeking the same satisfaction. I want this outcome. I want this hack. I want this result. I want this thing that I can implement that's going to feel easy. So I get it. I think that's why our audience of Health Coach Radio likes the marketing content. You like hearing from business coaches. You like hearing from marketing experts because it gives you ideas. I'm going to do that today. Hi, I'm Erin Power. I'm a health coach, a health coaching educator and mentor, and your host of Health Coach Radio. This podcast delves into the art, science, and business of health coaching. Whether you're aspiring to land a coaching dream job or to embark on your own entrepreneurial adventure, we cover it all. Our mission is to help you grow your career, elevate your income, change the lives of the clients who need your help, and leave a lasting mark in this rapidly growing field. It's time for health coaches to make an impact. It's time for Health Coach Radio. Now, I'm not really a business coach and I'm not really a marketing expert, but I'm a health coach with a successful business who markets herself. And I want you to be that as well. So we are going to talk about content marketing, which I don't know if that's even a phrase people are using anymore, but I still anchor to it because I like the sound of it. Content marketing is producing content that really crystallizes your point of view. So there's no ambiguity about who you are and what you do and who you help and what problem you solve and what your expertise is and who it works best for. This content, this clarified, crystallized content as marketing, content as marketing. So creating content is one of the most effective ways to market yourself today. So we're talking about social media. I'm going to pause so that you can groan. Okay. I know you don't like social media. Here's the gist of today's talk. Don't like social media? Try long form content. So I personally think you do need to be on social media, okay? It's a question I get asked all the time from our students. That's the number one question I actually think I get asked most consistently over the last 8 years on the faculty of Primal Health Coach Institute when we host live Q&A webinars with our students, and they could submit any question they want. Somebody, if not multiple people, will ask, do I really need to be on social media? Now, our students know that my answer is, yeah, I think you do. I totally get it that you don't like it, okay? I know why we don't like it. I don't like it either. I don't really enjoy social media. I don't enjoy posting there. I don't even really enjoy scrolling, although I find myself doing that way more than I wish I did. It's kind of a problematic sort of community or place to find oneself. It can be. The thing is, it's also where everybody is. So I get that you don't like it. You don't have to like it, but I think you do have to do it. And I'm going to give you maybe a really kind of like comfortable strategy to follow here that's going to help you at least get the job done in a way that doesn't feel quite as sort of high friction for you. So I personally, Erin, I get most of my clients from Facebook and Instagram. And by that, I mean, they follow me there. They see something that I posted. They follow me for a while so they can really get clear on what I'm saying and what I do. Not many people are just pulling the trigger on a coaching relationship with me immediately. That happens once in a while, but it's certainly the exception, not the rule. Generally speaking, somebody comes into my audience through one of these two social platforms and they follow for a long time. In fact, there's a statistic around this, and I want to say, I don't have it at the tip of my fingers, but it's something to the extent of between 18 months and 3 years is like the sales cycle through organic means for service-based businesses like ours, something like that, something in that neighborhood. Don't quote me on that because I just pulled that out of thin air, something that I'd heard over the years. But it tracks, right? I mean, you're a consumer. Do you jump into purchasing decisions? Like, did you just jump into working with any old therapist or any old podiatrist? Like, probably not. You're going to vet them first and make sure that they do the thing that you're struggling with and you like them. So you get it. So when I say I get my clients from Facebook and Instagram, I don't mean that they see one of my posts and are motivated to just open their wallets to me. That's not how it works. It's the introduction. And then my job is to nurture those people through content marketing efforts so that they continue to like me or like me more, or just decide, you know what, gosh darn it, everything Erin says just resonates. I'm going to book a call with her and just see. So folks, this is just marketing. Okay. This is just marketing. Don't stress about doing social media. I want you to actually zoom out. This is just marketing. But if you don't do some marketing, I don't see how you're going to have a business, quite frankly. If you don't market on social media because you hate it, well, then where are you going to do it? That's not even a rhetorical question. If you don't market on social media, then my question for you is, where are you going to do it? I'll just leave a blank space for you to answer that as you're driving or walking or working out or washing the floors or whatever you're doing. If not social media, then where? Pamphlets at the yoga studio or the chiropractor's office? Sure. That's going to be really, really slow. Putting physical materials in a physical location, hoping that somebody picks it up, and hopefully that person who picks it up gives a damn about what the thing is that you put out there. Hopefully they're your ideal client. Who knows? It's very slow, but it's also limiting you to a geographical region, which is whoever is going to that yoga studio, wherever it is, or that chiropractor's office. Now you're kind of regionally limiting yourself, which, by the way, parenthetically, you can do if you want. I have lots of students, and I know lots of coaches who work in their sort of region of the world, and they don't want to have an online virtual practice where they work with people all over the world. You can do that. You just do the math on that. Obviously, if your audience is regional, local, it's going to be smaller. So your business will be smaller, / it could take longer to grow. Interesting is, think about, local, regional, I guess, in-person marketing, like pamphlets at the yoga studio or business cards at the chiropractor's office or sticking a poster up at the Starbucks. What are you going to buy, a billboard? Which road are you going to buy it on? I always think about that when I drive around the city that I live in. It's like, I could put a billboard on this road, but why this road? Why not that road? How many people drive down this road? How many people drive down that road? Who drives down this road versus that road? I don't even know. It's just a lot more thinking that goes into like in-person traditional marketing and advertising, right? So that's one way you could do it, I guess. If you're not going to do social media posting, I guess one way you could do it is posters, actual posting in person, right? Just very slow and a very shrunken audience. And you don't have the ability to sort of, I guess, vet or target the right type of person. Just any old person can read your billboard or pick up your business card, right? On the other hand, you could do paid ads. Okay, so you could pay for advertising somewhere. If you don't want to do organic posting on the socials, you could pay for advertising. By the way, you'll be paying for advertising on these social media platforms, on Facebook and Instagram. I would. I mean, Meta, the owning overarching company of Facebook and Instagram, there's almost 4 billion users. So I don't know why you wouldn't. So if you're going to pay for advertising, you're probably paying to have ads on social media. So you're still doing social media, in a manner of speaking. Paid ads are great. You have to know what you're doing, though. There's a lot of mechanics and science and understanding behind that process that maybe you know how to do it. I don't. Maybe you do. I do run some paid ads, but I have a helper. I have an expert that does that all for me. For the most part, I barely do anything. So I'm paying to have somebody manage this for me because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to get that to work for me. Paying to have somebody manage it, paying for the ads. So paid ads will cost you money, but it's a way to kind of get eyeballs on your coaching business without you having to post. Posting is free. So that's one of the reasons why I encourage it. And by the way, it's not brand new, somebody telling you to post on social media. This is the most common advice in the world. It's like, you might as well. Just that's where everybody is. We're all on our phones. I know we hate it. We're health zealots. We know the screens are bad for us. We know the dopamine hit of Instagram, and we get it. It's not we don't have a healthy relationship with these devices that we carry around in our back pockets, but we're still using them. Your client is probably on Facebook and Instagram multiple times a day. So don't you want to be there? Okay, so why do we have to market? I said earlier, it's like, oh, this is just marketing, fam. And I kind of brushed it off as though that was a casual, just marketing. No, marketing's not easy. It's an art and science on its own as well. But you can do it because you are the face, the figure, the voice of your brand. So you know what you stand for. You know what you will do and won't do. You know who you will work with and won't work with. You know you've got it all up here. So this kind of marketing is the easiest kind. For most coaches starting out, you need to create some kind of clear message about what you do, for whom, and you need to create some kind of authority online because that's where people shop. People shop online, don't you? I do. This is just marketing. And if you don't do some marketing, I don't see how you're going to have a business. Okay. You must have a clear point of view, and you must communicate that clear point of view to an audience who will self-select into your coaching program at some point when they see themselves in the person that you consistently offer to help, or when they see some hope in the solution that you seem to offer. But if they can't see it, if they can't find it, they'll make no move to work with you. You're kind of dead in the water. This is another question that comes up, which is, how do I find clients? In fact, I see other health coaching schools and business coaches running, free webinars. How to find clients. And the only answer to this question, the only answer is they have to find you. So are you findable? That's the only answer that makes sense. Just so you know. Capiche? Okay. So understanding that the notion of posting all day long on social media seems terrible and low vibe and misaligned from your personal values, and I agree, and I feel that way too, there is a way that you can maybe even have some fun doing this and feel very rewarded by your efforts and actually maybe learn to enjoy the process of creating content that you can just then post up on social media and feel good about it. So I'm going to take you through an anecdote from my own life, my own business. Okay. This is something that I do every now and then. And whenever I do it, I really love it. It makes me feel good. This is content marketing that feels good. Okay. So I'm going to take you through this. This happened a few weeks ago. I do this, like I said, a few times a year. I remember to do this because it's such a powerful idea. All right. So on Sunday, I was feeling inspired. I just had a great conversation with somebody at the gym or something, or I'd listened to a great podcast. I don't remember, but an idea got into my head that I was really excited to tell my audience about. Now, my audience is on Instagram. I have a little bit of an audience on Facebook, and I have an email list. And between those three main platforms that I play on, let's call it 35,000, 40,000 people. Let's call it that. So good size, medium to large audience, right? You probably don't have an audience that big, or maybe you do. Maybe you have something bigger. It doesn't matter. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Those numbers don't matter. Those metrics don't matter. Please lobotomize yourself. Don't care about those numbers. It doesn't matter. We're talking about a tactic here that I need you to employ, okay? Let me tell you about my friend Carolyn. She's an athlete with a passion for health. She'd been health coaching friends, families, strangers, not even knowing it was a thing. She just felt called to help other people live their healthiest lives. Then she discovered the Primal Health Coach certification program, and she went from feeling like an imposter to belonging to an amazing community of like-minded health pros. Confident and finally able to enjoy a fulfilling and profitable career doing exactly what she loves. Carolyn is one of thousands of certified Primal Health coaches living their best lives and helping their clients do the same. The Primal Health Coach Institute offers a variety of health and fitness certifications and specializations. Our graduates are practicing unique coaching specialties and changing lives in countries all over the world. We're always growing and evolving, So come grow with us. Visit primalhealthcoach.com to check out our courses and offerings. So something inspired me and I thought, I'm just going to put this out there to my audience. So I wrote an email. I sat on my deck, on my couch, outside, beautiful summer's day, laptop on my lap, typed away on this email, just riffed, just let it all out in my email editor that I use. I use one called Active Campaign. Maybe you use MailChimp, or maybe you use ConvertKit or something else. There's a million of them. Doesn't matter, whichever one you like. I sent the email. I scheduled it to go up Monday morning because I'm thinking nobody wants to hear an email from me on a Sunday afternoon. So I scheduled it to go up Monday morning. So it's written, it's done, scheduled to go up Monday morning. Meanwhile, I copied and pasted that email content to my blog on my website. I have a blog on my website. I don't post there very often. I don't point people to it. It's not monetized at all. It's just a blog. Now, that's an opportunity. I'm not going to talk about that here. Monetizing your blog. It's a whole other thing. If you have a blog, well, there's a way you can make revenue off of that. I've just used it mainly as another content marketing sort of repository, shall we say. Anything long that I write, I might as well post it to my blog. And I did. Posted it to my blog. I also pasted it because I copied it from Active Campaign, the email that I wrote, pasted it into my blog. That took 25 seconds. Click over to another tab on my browser, paste it into Substack. Substack, if you don't know what it is kind of a blogging platform, quite honestly, and you can put a paywall in front of it. You can have a subscription model. I don't. I just have a Substack because I don't know why. Why not? It's literally nothing just to have one, and who knows what's going to happen with the internet. So I pasted it there. I don't really have a lot of people subscribe to my Substack. It's fine. I haven't pushed it. I'm not monetizing my Substack. I could. See, once you have a blog, once you have a Substack, you can do stuff with it. You can monetize it. You can push it. It can become your main platform. And think about this. This is a long form piece of content. This is an email. This is paragraphs of me writing, and I edited it up nicely. And when I posted it to my blog, it just went in there perfectly. Posted it into my Substack, went in there perfectly. This is mere moments. It took me to paste a thing I'd written into a blog and a Substack on a Sunday afternoon. Boom. Email goes out Monday morning. I wake up Monday morning. The email is scheduled to go out. I don't have to do anything to it. I take that email content that I wrote and that I posted to my blog, and then I posted to my Substack. I put it up on my screen in my notes app, and I use it as an outline to record a video just like I'm doing right now. By the way, little peek behind the curtain. Right now, I'm looking at my notes app. It's on my screen. I'm looking at the outline of this video that I'm doing right now. I'm looking at an outline, and then I'm just kind of riffing. I'm filling in the gaps. It doesn't have to be perfect because this video and your video, my videos, all videos are going to be edited. So you can flub up your language and start again and then trim that piece out. Nobody can tell. So you can just take your own blog post, your own words, your own email that you wrote to your list, however big or small your list, it doesn't matter. We're not going to care about that. We're here, we're practicing the act of creating and posting content. Please stress less about metrics, algorithm. You're going to spin your wheels caring about that stuff. It doesn't matter. Please just practice this art of creating this content, creating this point of view. Okay. So anyways, right now I'm recording a video. I'm looking at an outline on my notes app and I'm riffing. So I did this Monday morning. I woke up, I took my own email and I put it up on my screen and I just kind of scrolled through it. And as I scrolled through, I read parts of it and then I filled in some gaps with some, color commentary. It ended up being like a half an hour, 40-minute video. By the way, I use a microphone and I use some lighting. I have a very inexpensive lighting kit from Amazon. And this microphone is a Shure microphone. I also got it from Amazon. There's some more technology you need to go to get a microphone that sounds good. I've got like a mixer and like an amp of sorts here. So I went a little bit higher tech because that's how I roll. But you get a microphone. There's so many now. Just get a microphone, get some good lighting. Just make a little effort to make this sound good and look good. Okay, that's all. So I recorded my video, me speaking, basically reciting the email that I wrote. Then on Monday, I did a quick edit. I edit my own videos because I don't have a person to do that for me. I could hire somebody, but I also can do it. And I'm stuck in this no man's land between like where my business is small enough that I can manage it myself, but it's actually growing to the point where I really could use some help, but I don't have time to hire people. It's kind of a weird purgatory to be stuck in, quite frankly. We can talk about that in a future episode, maybe. But I edited my own video using iMovie, which is it comes on every MacBook. If you're not using an Apple computer, then I don't know what you would use, but there's a million utilities you can download onto any computer you have to edit video, and it's not hard. You don't have to have any kind of video editing education. You can figure it out. All of this technology is completely figure outable for people like you and me. Okay, so now I have a long form video. Let's inventory what we've got here. I've got a long form written piece of content, and now I have a long form video. Posted the long form video to YouTube. I have a YouTube channel. Once again, it's not great. I don't monetize it. I don't even really ever link to it. I don't mention it, but it exists. Anytime I create a video, you better believe I'm putting it on YouTube. Why wouldn't I? That doesn't take any uploading a video, please. That takes 10 seconds. You press the upload button and it works in the background and you go do something else. It's not hard to post a video to YouTube. Now, I'm not a YouTube expert. If you're going to optimize your YouTube channel, there's a lot of big steps you can do. I don't know what those are. We're talking about content marketing here. We're talking about putting in a rep, not doing it perfectly, not getting a trophy for how good your YouTube is, just getting it done. Okay. So upload it to YouTube. Boom. Guess what else I did? Uploaded that exact same video at the same time as it was uploading to YouTube. It was also uploading at the same time to Spotify for podcasters, which happens to be the podcast platform that I use in my business. I have a podcast. I don't monetize it. I don't have advertising. I don't talk about it. I don't push it. I just have one. And there's, 7 or 8 episodes. Whenever I think to do this, I have upload an episode when I think to do it. By the way, I'm talking about my own personal podcast, not the Health Coach Radio podcast. Health Coach Radio has hundreds of episodes. The Eat Simple podcast, my podcast has like 8 episodes because I don't do this regularly because I don't have it in me to become a podcaster. But if I've created a long form piece of content, why wouldn't I just upload it as an audio file to Spotify? So by the way, Spotify is interesting because Spotify for podcasters, there's a few different utilities that are great. I just happened to land on this one. I upload the video that I already have that I just finished editing in iMovie that I'm also uploading to YouTube. I upload the video, and now on Spotify, I have a video and audio podcast, and it automatically feeds it over to Apple Podcasts too. So boom, just the audio goes to Apple Podcasts. I'm not uploading a separate audio file. It's just pulling the audio from the video clip. Couldn't be easier. Oh my gosh. And Spotify for podcasters has all kinds of features built in. Like I want to say it might do AI transcripts for you. It will build out like polls and sort of conversation starters. It's cool. It's easy, but you might as well, right? Now look what I've done here. It's only Monday. I've written an email, a blog post, a Substack, a YouTube video, a podcast episode, but I'm not done. That's a lot though. Oh, by the way, you can post the link. You say, hey, I just posted a new YouTube video, post it on your Facebook. You can post it on your LinkedIn. You can post it on your Twitter. I don't play with Twitter, X. I don't play with LinkedIn. I could, but it's just like, you got to draw a line somewhere, right? I'm not telling you to do all social platforms. Pick the ones you like, but you could do quite a few. I used to teach this technique to our students, and I called it the 3 touches technique, where it's like create one piece of content, then put it 2 other places. But literally these days, I'm putting it 6 or 7 other places because it's just easy. It's just so easy to paste a link to a YouTube video in a Facebook post or whatever. Or, here's the link to my latest blog post. Okay, moving on though, because technically I haven't gotten to the social media posting part of this yet. Now I'm talking long form content, and I guess I should differentiate between long form content and short form content. So the short content is the stuff that we need to produce for Instagram, for TikTok, these really important social platforms. And this is the stuff people hate doing because it just feels so chaotic. It's like, what am I supposed to say? I don't even know. I don't have a 15-second clip of awesomeness to say today. What am I going to do? Don't worry, because you do have 15-second clips of awesomeness. You have a lot of them inside that long-form video you just edited. Okay. On Tuesday and Wednesday, stay with me. So on Sunday, I wrote the email. On Monday, created the video and the audio, the YouTube video and the podcast. Okay. Now it's Tuesday, it's Wednesday. I'm also doing a lot of other things. I have client consultations. I have client coaching calls. I have my work with Primal Health Coach Institute. I'm busy. This is not my full-time gig, just me la-di-da editing and posting content. I am squeezing this into dribbles of spare time that I have, just so we're clear. On Tuesday and Wednesday, in my dribbles of spare time, I take that long form piece of content and I'm back in iMovie now and I'm listening for little moments of nuggets, little things that I said that were kind of soundbitey. And in that it ended up being a 25-minute video when I finished editing it. In that 25-minute video, there were about 11 or 12 little 15 to 90-second clips that kind of were a little bit fire. We pull them out and post them to your Instagram or whatever. They're kind of neat little reels. They just sort of give a snippet of what your point of view is. Because the big video was telling a big story about a really big concept that you feel powerful and strongly about, right? But these little clips are more about whetting someone's appetite, getting them curious about what is this person talking about. So I ended up with 12 mini clips. Just chopped them up out of iMovie, saved them to my hard drive. Now I have social media content, baby, because every one of those clips becomes a reel, an Instagram reel. I mostly ply my trade on Instagram, quite honestly. So just natively pulling that clip off my MacBook, airdropping it to my phone. By the way, you can actually post on Instagram from your Mac, your desktop if you want to, but I like doing it from my phone because then I think I get that automatic feed over to Facebook. It just does that automatically through the phone app. Anyway, so airdrop this little 45-second video clip, one I really liked, airdrop it to my phone, from my phone, post it to Instagram, type a little caption, whatever I was talking about in the video, just a little caption. Frankly, I don't think the captions are that crucial in an Instagram reel because people are going to watch the reel and they're probably not going to read the caption anyway. So whatever, just put whatever you want in the caption, but boom, posted it to Instagram. Now I have 12 pieces of content from this one video, 12 pieces of short form content out of this one video that came from an email that I just wrote casually on a Sunday afternoon. I have now 12 pieces of short form content. For me, that's 2 weeks of posting. I'm good for 2 weeks. I can put that in my Instagram a couple times a week for 2 weeks. And I'm consistently showing up in my own feed. I'm consistently showing up in my audience's feed. They're like, oh, there's Erin again. There she is again. Oh, she's talking again. And it's me, just like you're seeing here if you're watching this podcast on YouTube. And if you're not, don't worry, but you could. But it's just me standing here at my desk in front of my microphone, lit up. And it's sort of a visual that's like, oh, this is Erin standing in front of a microphone talking. She must have something to say. I look like a thought leader when I stand here, don't I? I look like I know what I'm doing. So it's interesting. It's interesting content that I think positions one as a bit of an authority. Somebody with a really strong point of view and something to say, a message. And that's what anchors people in. In the world of health coaching, people really like hearing what we have to say and how we say it. And what are we saying that's a little bit different than what they're hearing out there? You definitely have a unique point of view. Yes, you do. So stay with me. I now have 12 pieces of short form content. Where can that go? Well, where can't it go? It's going to go on Instagram. It's going to go on Facebook. It may reluctantly end up on TikTok, although I just always forget to go on TikTok. But I think TikTok is really powerful, actually. So I do want to try to remember to do that more often. This is just like I said before. If you're uploading a video to YouTube, uploading a video to Spotify is not exponentially more work. It's the same work. If you're uploading a reel to Instagram, uploading a TikTok to TikTok is no more work. The video already exists. The hard part's done. Posting it, that's the easy part. Just freaking post it. Don't worry about the caption. Just post it. Also, YouTube Shorts. So this is a platform I don't engage with. I don't spend a lot of time as a consumer of YouTube, so I don't really know how YouTube rhythmically serves up their shorts, but shorts are short form videos that you can upload to YouTube. Why wouldn't you? It's right there on your computer. You just carved it out as shorts, upload it to YouTube. So now, in case you're, just so we're clear, I've got the long form video on YouTube, and then I've got 12 mini videos on YouTube from the same long form video. I don't care if I doubled up. It's a short. It's going to be delivered to somebody else. I don't know who's going to get to see these videos on YouTube. I don't know how the algorithm works, but I'm just putting it up there because for a couple of reasons. First of all, might as well. I created it. Might as well put it up wherever I can. And these algorithms will serve it to who that it serves them to. At least I'm hedging my bets. Number two, I think of it like, this is my job. I created content. Now I have to put it somewhere. I have to keep track of it. So keeping track of it, keeping all my videos in YouTube, just makes perfect sense. It's always in there. If somebody asks me a question, I can say, oh, check out this YouTube video. I did a video on this a long time ago. I get this one. The very first YouTube video I ever posted is so bad. If you happen to ever track down my YouTube channel, which I wouldn't bother because it's not that great. It's truly just a library of stuff that I'm keeping track of. But the very first YouTube video I made was me in my kitchen riffing on why I don't like smoothies. And I still don't like smoothies. And that's actually a really strong point of view of mine. I think smoothies are really dumb. I don't think they're helping anybody get healthier. Your mileage may vary. Your opinion may vary. That's okay. I love that we have differing opinions. But my very first Why Erin Hates Smoothies video, I still point people to that, even though the production is really terrible. The iPhones were not good back then. My kitchen wasn't even remodeled. It was ugly. I didn't care. It doesn't matter. But I still point people to that because I still anchor to that point of view. And I like having my own library to send people to. It's amazing. Why wouldn't you? So these short form videos, they're on Instagram, they're on TikTok, they're on Facebook, they're on YouTube Shorts. Again, if you're a Twitter or Xer, if you're a LinkedIner, I don't even know what other platforms there might be out there, post it. Once it's created, the posting is the easy part, right? Wouldn't you agree? Posting is easy once the thing's created. Get this, okay? So Sunday, I write the email. Monday, it emails out to my list. It goes on YouTube. It goes on Spotify. Tuesday, Wednesday, I create these short form clips. Now I've got scheduled posts to go live on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I'm posting. My feed is busy. People are like, wow, Erin's really posting a lot lately. People love it. They're seeing me in their Instagram feeds as they're scrolling while they're in line at the car wash or whatever. I love it. Then on Friday, I email my list again and say, hey, gang, just put up a new podcast episode. Would love for you to have a listen. And I email them link to the podcast. Just in case we're not clear here. When I emailed them on Friday to say, hey, check out this podcast episode, my latest podcast or my latest YouTube video, it's the exact same long form content I emailed them on Monday. Because remember, that was the inaugural piece of content, was this long form email that I wrote or sent on Monday. I extrapolated from that email to create the YouTube video and the podcast episode, and now I'm sending it back to them. You might be thinking, well, that's redundant. You're darn straight it's redundant. Yeah, I want them to know that I say the same thing over and over again. I want my point of view to be so clear. But the other thing too is, logistically speaking, if I have 8,000 people, 9,000 people on my email list, a few hundred of them read the email on Monday. And even if the same few hundred listen to the podcast on Friday, it's different enough. It's a different format, first of all. They're listening instead of reading. Worst case scenario, they hear it twice and that really anchors into their brain. Best case scenario, the podcast episode targets people who are listeners who didn't read the email on Monday. You're hedging your bets. Fan it out. Say that you're going to end up saying the same stuff over and over again. So if you think about it, this one piece of content that I wrote on a casual Sunday, I'm going to milk it for 2 weeks. The same piece of content. I'm not mixing it up. I actually don't think mixing it up is that good of an idea. You want to have a very clear point of view. And by really squeezing every drop out of this piece of content, I am so clear. It's just so obvious how I feel about this topic. Because that's all anybody has heard from me for like 2 weeks. So on one Sunday, I wrote one piece of content and then milked it for social media content for 2 weeks. Could you do that? Could you do that twice a month? Could you write 2 long form pieces of content a month? I bet you could. Then all you'd need to do is just kind of get deliberate about this repurposing that I explored and explained here. So you might need some technical skills, but I will say one more thing. I'll say this. Imagine this. Imagine you get this process running so smoothly that you can hire somebody to do it. So you would say, all right, Sally, my content manager, here's a video I recorded. Here's an email I wrote. Here's a video I recorded off that email. So now you have these 2 long form pieces of content written in a video. Please blast this out everywhere. And Sally will take the long form written pieces and put it where it needs to go. We'll take the long form video, put it where it needs to go. She will snip it up into little pieces. She'll post it for you on your socials. All you would have to do is write one thing and record yourself reading and riffing on that thing once every couple weeks. I think you could do that. That's down the line when you want to hire somebody. You could honestly do that right away. That would probably be a really nice use of some financial investment if you really, 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 really hate posting on social media, but you believe me when I say that you have to do it anyway. A good use of some dollars would be to hire somebody to become your repurposer. In fact, there's agencies that do this, quite honestly. You still have to create the original content, but this is now long form content. And some health enthusiasts like us actually prefer the idea of sort of leaning into creating a long, well thought out, maybe well researched, cited piece. If you kind of geek out on that idea, like what if I wrote one article a week? And that sounds fun to you and engaging, like something that's right up your alley, way more up your alley than posting on the socials, then you can do that. That's your job, right? That's now your job. Every week you have to write something. Every 2 weeks you have to write something big and long and meaningful. And then you do have to repurpose the heck out of it. You just do. You have to be on social media. But this makes it easy, maybe enjoyable. Okay, so to recap, I wrote one email. It became a blog post, a Substack post, a YouTube video, a podcast, a whole nother email to my list, and 12 posts, 9 so far. I still have 3 I haven't posted. 12 posts for Instagram, 12 TikToks, 12 Facebook posts, 12 YouTube shorts, these mini little videos, 2 weeks of content from one email that I wrote. And that email, just to reiterate, was me writing something that I was inspired to write because of things I was picking up in my midst, something I listened to or heard or saw or encountered, bubbled up inside of me. And I wrote this thing from a place of passion. And then I just spread it everywhere I could. And that was easy. That felt easy. It felt fun. It wasn't arduous. All you have to do is write one thing and then shoot one video. That's a few hours of work that then you can extrapolate into 2 weeks of content. So I consider it my job to create one medium to long form piece of content each week or so, as time allows. I don't like too much time to go between these endeavors, because if it's too quiet, if I'm too quiet, people are going to think I'm out of business. They're not going to know if I'm still doing what I do. Got to be pretty consistently in front of people's eyeballs, right? So my job, one of my jobs as a health coach, is to write a meaningful piece of content that I like, that feels good for me, and then repurpose the heck out of it so people know I exist. And this is part of your job too. So instead of framing it as I hate social media, I'm encouraging you to reframe it as creating a long form piece of content that I'm proud of. And then simply just doing the task of blasting it to social media. And you know what? You do all kinds of menial, unenjoyable tasks every day. And this is now one of them for you. Okay. You don't have to love posting to Instagram or TikTok any more than you have to love brushing your teeth or getting the mail. Okay. By the way, and this isn't great advice because I'm not here to be some world expert on social media marketing. I'm just a health coach who has a successful business and gets most of her clients from social media, which I think you will be as well, quite honestly. Once I post this content to my social feeds, I don't really pay much attention to what happens afterward. Post and ghost. I just post it. I check the box. There, I did it. And I don't worry about what happens to it after that. Out of my hands. I don't care. Will it go viral? Don't care. Doesn't matter. Probably not. Probably not. By the way, I've shared this before. I've had posts go viral. It's the worst. It's brutal. You don't want it. You want it to just hit the people who it needs to hit. You don't want Instagram to pick it up and take it and deliver it to the people you don't want it to reach. It's not fun. But we don't care. We're not here to play to the algorithm. You'll never figure out the algorithm. So don't worry about the algorithm. Forget it. That's real waste of mental energy to worry about the algorithm or how many people are going to see it or how many followers you get from it. Who cares? You're just putting your point of view out there. So people who find you, because we're trying to be findable out here, right? That's where do I find clients? They find you. Once they find you, what are they going to find? Is it a ghost town? Have you posted lately? Or are you posting regularly a very clear message? Who cares what the engagement is? As long as the person who finds you and has clarity about what you do. So I don't care if it goes viral. I don't care if I get trolls. Couldn't care less. Will some other more established health professional, some hero, some guru stumble across little old me, my dumb little post, and make a comment, make me feel like an imposter, I don't care. And by the way, that's never going to happen. Like they're not, no one's paying attention to me. The only people I want paying attention to me are my prospective clients. I don't really want big deal influencer types to even know I exist. It's not important to me. The thing is, I think the reason I mention this is because this comes up from health coaches a lot. They're really worried that what if I say something dumb, or what if I say something and then some other health coach or health professional comes in and starts wagging their finger at me. And I'm thinking, that's not going to happen. Like, really don't let that be your barrier. The stakes couldn't be lower here. Not many people are going to see your stuff. It's certainly not going to land in front of the eyeballs of some snarky scientist with a board type user on Instagram who's going to just come at you for, posting something goofy. It's not happening. So don't worry about it. Now, I do try to notice when somebody asks a meaningful question. So you just get this on your notifications and whatever app. I can scroll through my notifications quickly and see, is somebody here engaging with me in a meaningful way? Did they ask me a question, or they want to weigh in on what I said? And if I can quickly tap out a quick response, I will. I'll try to engage back with people who are engaging me with meaningful conversation. But if I see a trolly, snarky, contrarian opinion, I don't even acknowledge its existence, quite honestly. I don't also sit and worry that somebody else already said the thing I said. Oh my God, I didn't create some brand new fresh piece of content that never before existed. I don't worry about that. It doesn't matter. I don't worry that I've already said it. I'll say the same thing 100 times. I think that's a really great model, to be honest with you. I never stop to think, oh no, the market's saturated. That thought, forget it. That is absolutely fake news. The market is not saturated. So please lobotomize that also from your brain. Listen, you have a lot to say. I know you don't like posting on social media, but you have to, and you do have a lot to say. So if you can think of one thing to write about each week, and if you can really luxuriate in the process of leaning into writing a nice long piece of content about that one thing, you can break it up into 2 weeks of social media content and email content to keep you relevant and to help really establish your point of view so that anybody who finds you knows exactly who you are, exactly what you stand for, and why they should work with you. This podcast was brought to you by Primal Health Coach Institute. To learn more about how to become a successful health coach, get in touch with us by visiting primalhealthcoach.com/call. Or if you're already a successful health coach, practitioner, influencer, or thought leader with a thriving business and an interesting story, we'd love to hear from you. Connect with us at hello@primalhealthcoach.com and let us know why we need to interview you for Health Coach Radio. Thanks for listening.